Peekaboo. I screwed that one up. Gonna have to edit this in post already. Hello one, hello all. Welcome to WILIscredia. I am CP. You are not. Today we're going to be talking about the Voorhees fan film, as well as this growing movement in fan films as a whole. The internet has made the entire world smaller, and that's fantastic. It's great that somebody from Australia can shoot something and have somebody from Alaska be able to watch it. It really is neat. I need to get out in front of everything I'm about to say. And say that, there's heart in all of this stuff. People make fan films because they have a particular love for a franchise or a character or something, and they want to do something with it. I would say that any given fan film has more heart and care put into it than most studio films. Most studio films, especially when it comes to like the horror franchise, quite infamously, the horror studios and distributors will try their best to pay as little as possible and turn that into as much as possible. They'll try to nickel and dime and squeeze as much as they can out of a $1 million budget and try to turn it into 10. When you talk about the horror slasher, the horror subgenre as a whole in Hollywood, it is Hollywood's roulette table. They really gamble when it comes to, well, they don't gamble. If they spent a lot of money, they'd be gambling. But this is their lottery ticket, so to speak. So to credit to fans who make these projects, they're certainly not trying to take $1 and turn it into 10. They're just doing it because they have a love and an affinity. They want to see more of their character, and especially in the case of Friday the 13th, we're not going to get anything official any time in the near future, and films in general, you're not going to get anything really fresh anytime in the near future. Cody Falk, writer-director of the film Voorhees, released this film on Halloween, although I don't know if he knew that there was a Friday the 13th just 2 weeks later, but that's neither here nor there. Halloween is definitely somebody else's holiday, which we should have had one of those movies this year, so we'll just leave that. That movie's in the can, yet Mr. Blum wants to give us a Craft remake. Halloween is a different holiday. We have Friday the 13th coming up tomorrow. Wait, let me see. Is there a synopsis for the Voorhees fan film? Because I'd like to read it and then give you my... That's Friday the 13th. Okay, Voorhees. This is 2 years ago that this article was released on Fansided. Yes, Desi, I'll cover your sentiment in a second. So here is an article on Fansided from 2 years ago, as given to us by Jeremy Dick. The body count isn't over for Jason Voorhees just yet, though we won't be seeing a Nope. Nope. Now we're talking about the franchise. They committed the all right. So here it is. They committed the perfect crime. They planned for every possibility, but they never planned for him. Uh, that's a marketing tagline. Pretty fucking good. Um, After pulling off the perfect heist, a dangerous crew of thieves flee town to the seclusion of the nearby woods. All they have to do is make it through the night, so they get away clean, but their sadistic leader has taken them to the long deserted Camp Crystal Lake, a place that is no longer on any maps, and for good reason. That already, the no longer on maps thing, that feels like a lift. That feels like a lift from another fan film. Unaware of the location's notorious past, the fugitives begin to explore their temporary hideout and soon realize this place is a very dark and violent history that they are soon about to become a part of. It's a race to morning where the lines between bad and pure evil are blurred, and the fight to survive the awakened legend of Camp Crystal Lake is much more than they bargained for. All right, so everything I just read, very little of that is present in the film I watched. So Voorhees, I might as well bring it up. We'll do a full run through. Voorhees opens up with just if you're familiar with the original Friday the 13th, there's that is the opening shot from 1980s Friday the 13th, although as you can tell in the background there's cars that are certainly not 40 years old. Beautiful replication of the shot. That is a shot-for-shot copy. Done well. On a tripod. Here we go. We're going to copy the shot of the hiker. This is all done in Blairstown. I've been to Blairstown. I've been to the diner. I haven't been to this part of town. This is all very neat. Now, no more tripods. Now we're following these two people who appear to not appear. They are the leads of the film. It's this is fan film. This is what you do in fan films. You remind people of things that they like. Although I have no understanding why they'd be walking in that neighborhood. Whatever, get that shot in there to get people all gassed up. This shot does not make sense. That's a POV shot, unless the sign is up to no good. Again, another shot-for-shot replication of the 1980 film. As you can tell, that what looks like a Toyota Corolla is not from the original. The cinematography, right off the bat, is something that jumped out at me. See, so now we're back at an angle that makes sense. There's a lot of unnecessary Dutch and, I don't know, perhaps accidental Dutch angles. And here we go again, POV, but this probably makes sense. A lot of exposition here. So these two, the girl in the driver's seat goes to the cemetery every year on the 13th. Don't ask what month. It's just every year on the 13th. She does it. She drops off flowers, and her buddy waits in the car for her because that's a supportive friend. Kind of thin on setting up a story, little heavy on the exposition, but this is a Friday the 13th film. The strange thing is I would never expect exposition in a Friday the 13th film as opposed to, taking that time to really gore it up. This is a fan film, must be reminded constantly. These movies are not allowed to make profit, but you can take money and put it towards the project. What I was able to find was there were multiple occasions where they had crowdfunding campaigns. And what I'm looking at here is a $13,000 event of crowdfunding and a $5,000 crowdfunding event. So they had $18,000 to perhaps more. I think there was a third that I can't find. So $18,000 to shoot, film, you know, gas up your car, all that stuff. Pay for T-shirts that people are gonna receive in return. This does not feel anywhere near that budget right away. You know, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. Again, fan films, usually people just break out their iPhone and shoot something. The camera work is a liability in this film, and I think it's unique that it's that much so, because there's no camera operator, there's no cinematographer, there's no director of photography listed, which is extremely odd. I don't know if whoever filmed the thing didn't want credit for it or what, but so this girl goes to the cemetery every Friday the 13th. I added the Friday part to visit a grave. They talk about, you know, nonsense, just buying time. Cute shot of a headstone that says Roy. My assumption being that that's apparently where the Roy from Part 5 is, but you know, that's an actual person's tombstone. Here we have a tracking shot. Good. For all intents and purposes, this is a good shot. Although I don't know why she's walking like that. This angle doesn't make sense. If I wanted to destroy the cinematography, it wouldn't be fun, because it's, you know, it's just so peculiar, some of the choices that are made, because it seems like they had a cinematographer and then didn't. This is a strange shot. Again, why are we at this angle? There's a lot of low angle shots. So during that shot right there, this could take me hours if I wanted to do this. I'm a Friday the 13th fan, but I'm also a film student. I'm not trying to nitpick to death. I'm talking to you as somebody who enjoys the franchise and is using my time to soak up a project. I refuse to let things just fall by the wayside because, oh, Jason's in this movie. Let me forget all common sense because the cool guy in the mask is running around. This shot, she's texting or talking on the phone or some shit. We get a honk noise that is very much awkwardly ADR'd. And then there's this long gap. The other thing about the cinematography, we have no idea of the geography of what's going on in the film. She's sitting parked at the side of the road. The only reason we know that is because they showed us that earlier. Why did she get honked at? Is it a busy road? Can we see something else other than her? There's very limited coverage. Coverage is a word that you use to when you shoot something. You want multiple angles, multiple choices to go through in post. So if you want to show a shot of this girl on the phone and then you have somebody honk a horn, I I would like her on the phone, maybe her a shot from behind the car, and her turning around, and then the reverse of that showing what the fuck it was that was honking. But we don't have that. She keeps talking. She gets scared, then returns to talking after dropping her phone. And now suddenly this car rolls up. What do they honk down the road and then roll up to stop behind them? Why would you honk? So apparently these people that are rolling up behind her are people that are getting ready to hijack and kidnap this young lady. I don't know why you would honk. Why would you let somebody know you're coming? Again, awkward pseudo Dutch angle. And we have no, there's like very little to no information here. She drops off roses. There's the roses on the tombstone. More filler. Her walking through a graveyard in the middle of the afternoon. There's not much color treatment. You could tell that those two shots were shot at different times. That is fan film stuff. I'm not going to talk or nitpick that. Daylight and certain. Oh, and now we have flashy titles. Good shot. This is a good shot. Where are the rest of the shots like this? Again, extremely low angle. Apparently, and why is he stopping? Apparently, they're doing the Friday the 13th POV thing, but this time a beaver is the killer, which is why we're getting so many POVs from about 6 inches above the ground. There's the Never Hike Alone shot. And now here's a dude who's in trouble. He's bleeding. We are to assume that these people were the bank robbers. Again, more exposition. Again, fan film. It is a fan film, so probably tight on certain things. But you're telling us all this. This dude's bleeding in a film. I'd like to know what the fuck happened there. Why are you telling us this, and why not show us that? You don't necessarily need a gun or a blank to get that poof effect. The blood, if I have a strong compliment, it's the gore. The gore in this is quite good. You could tell it's raining there. That's another unfortunate side effect of filming when you have no choice but to film and Mother Nature just doesn't cooperate. I understand. I can empathize. I empathize, sympathize, all of the thighses. I can do that with this project when it comes to trying to film something without much control. All of the characters' motivations don't make any sense. The plot itself does not make any sense. So they all robbed a bank. And then something went haywire. Hello, Reservoir Dogs calling just to say hi. So something goes haywire. They need to take care of him. They've split up. This dude likes smoking. There's that. The reason they kidnap, they only meant to kidnap one of the girls. The reason they kidnap one of the girls, the tombstone girl, was because she was an employee of the bank, and they knew that she would recognize them, but they have masks. So, again, common sense. Listen, if you just want to see Jason run around, you're not going to like anything I have to say anyway. Jason's in this movie. You got to wait a bit but he's in this movie. Have a great time watching Jason running around. That's what I can tell you. But as far as a film is concerned, and if you're going to take a fan film and make 99 minutes worth of runtime and present it as ready for an audience, I'm going to nitpick. This movie has zero business being half the runtime it is. Nothing makes sense. I don't understand anybody's motivation. It doesn't make sense why they would stop. They're bank robbers, but they're hanging out. They just need to lay low to let things smooth over. How about you just keep driving because nobody's on your tail? I could understand if they were being chased and like this is where they need to hide out. If that is the case that we're trying to be, if we're to assume about this film, it is a very poor job of letting us know that perhaps they've said it in the film. We have not seen anything to that nature. The acting is fan film acting, as down the middle as possible. This guy doesn't know if he's angry and fired up or way too cool for school and chill. This guy's demeanor never it fluctuates in a bipolar fashion. That guy is the leader. Again, we have another POV shot. This shot is used for a specific purpose. I guess the owl is the person that is eavesdropping on the two of them. A lot of filler shots, a lot of low angle stuff. Here we go. We're establishing our Crystal Lake, which is, you want your audience to know where you are, where everybody is, things like that. Letting us know that they're at Crystal Lake is good. That's a way to set up this situation. Although they do explain it anyway. When it comes to film, you'd rather show, not tell. This movie does way too much telling. And everybody's split up. Everybody's now split up. I think there's 3 separate groups. They've kidnapped a bank teller who we'll find out more about in a minute, and her friend, because she would recognize them at the bank. But now you've kidnapped her and are about to take her masks, her blindfold off, where she will absolutely recognize you. I don't know from page to screen just what it was that made it, what was implied, what was left out. There were multiple crowdfunding campaigns, so I don't know if this film had a variation of versions of story. See, this is a nice shot. It's seems to be steady, stationary on a tripod. Everybody's choices just don't make sense. So they leave their 2 captives in the car by themselves to do what they want. They're going to argue about money because they've robbed a bank and only one person has the money and is about to hide it. Again, why are you stopping? And what is one day by you? What is living through the night at Crystal Lake? What does that do for you as far as cash is concerned? All of their motivations don't make any fucking sense. Usually in films like this, or films in general, you can either understand yet not agree with somebody, or put yourself in the shoes of somebody and say, yeah, you know what, I would do this. I can understand why they're doing that. I cannot put myself in a single person's shoes, including Jason. There's way too much dialogue. There's way too much. This is an ambitious movie with a bunch of shit going on. And as I look right now, we're 14 minutes of an hour 39. This is the polar opposite of Jason Lives. Jason Lives, quite infamously, Paramount told McLaughlin that he had to have 15 minutes, every 15 minutes a kill. See, now we join in on a meanwhile fight. People are getting their face punched in. I know you can't really beat the shit out of people, but we're cutting away from the good stuff. And she's fucked up. That's the aftermath of all that. So apparently we find out that they're exes, which adds a layer of drama because reasons. And right. Let me. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. So the young lady who was taken hostage has offered to help the dude who was in deep shit with his wound, and now her hands are free. Now I think both of our captors' hands are free, and she's working on the dude's scar, or soon to be scar. They hand her things that can certainly be used as weapons. Again, really good gore. If I can stick a positive in here, the gore effects throughout the movie are quite well done, especially considering it's a fan film. And now we're just doing random shots, close-ups, and she used her mouth to cut the no. So now that she's done stitching up the wound, she decides to do the thing that most people would do if they're being held hostage and they have a weapon-like item in their hand, and she stabs the "I'm too cool to realize that I'm about to get stabbed" guy. The camera shows too much, except that is a really good shot. Now we have slow motion, and we're chewing up frame rate, and I guess that wakes Jason up. And then Jason from the "I Disappear" video shows up, and now he's awake and ready to, I don't know. He doesn't like it when people have a scuffle. It's a decent shot. Again, I'd like to talk about the cinematography. That was a decent shot. I would like to think that there's multiple cinematographers and something happened, because there's some clean shots, there aren't clean shots, there's some very messy shots, there's some shots that don't make sense, there's shots plus editing that aren't part of telling a narrative of a story. No character makes sense. No character is understandable. They're all bank robbers except for two people. The people who have been kidnapped because they will recognize the robbers. Although now we're just maskless and hanging out together without handcuffs, without any sort of anything. A drone shot for the sake of a drone shot. When you're moving the camera and doing things, we have a moving drone shot, and then bam, hit the brakes on a room where three people are standing still, chatting. I'm to assume that the drone shot was the establishing shot, I don't know why you would have that moving. Close up, close up, close up, close up, close up. No wide shots. I have no idea of where anybody is, what's going on. And that's the story for the movie. The other thing that, as a Friday the 13th fan, if I must complain, these two, the bad cops, these two characters have no business in a Friday the 13th movie. So you have a Reservoir Dogs angle. I don't know what this thing is here. It's not very Me Too. I don't know a single person who would root for this girl, who would go back to a dude who was just in jail for 2 years for domestic abuse and has now kidnapped her, but they're going to get through things together because he promises he figured things out. There's not enough built on her character. As a matter of fact, you're kind of disappointed in that character. So here we go. We have cops, or the cops of what is currently Crystal Lake, holding somebody against their will, who I forgot what he did. I don't know. Justice is what we're getting here. Regardless of what he did, the court system is not how they do things here. Spoiler, I guess. What happens is they cut off one of his fingers and shoot him. So no more problem there. I think he did some poor things. I don't remember if he was with an underage girl or stole something, or I literally don't remember. I just remember thinking, why are these cops from Texas Chainsaw Massacre in this movie? So here's another angle. You have the police that are corrupt as fuck in this movie. Blurry. There's that. Shooting. It doesn't cost money to take a second take. Too many characters. There's way too many characters. A lot of characters don't feel Friday the 13th. If you want to make it something completely different, that's yours. I'm not going to get much further. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other people. This is right about the first act here. We're introducing these corrupt cops at the 29-minute mark. That is the end of your introduction. I know nothing. They say at the end of the intro period of a film, you should know the basics of the story and where things are going and what you're in for. I know that there's bank robbers. One of them's cut up. They kidnapped one of the fellow robbers' ex-girlfriends because she would recognize him, although am now hanging out with her while they're waiting for the day to pass, because I guess this is the land of GTA, where you just got to wait for your stars to disappear. There's that. Now we have corrupt cops that I don't know, should lead you to believe that they could be bribed. Nothing complements anything else in this movie. The gore is very good. That is what I have to say. The cinematography is bad. Is bad. I understand why there is no camera operator listed. And if you want to give me this, it's a fan film bullshit, that's all well and good, but it's out on the internet for people to see. It's got hundreds of thousands of views. I could be the dissenting voice. I expect more from films, especially if you're going to take 99 minutes to tell your story. Um, uh, Movies shouldn't get a break if they're made in a certain environment or for a certain price. Look up Robert Rodriguez and the things he's done for price. It's not about fan film. It's not about certain excuses. It's about, passion and knowing what you're doing and being able to tell the story. This story is very sloppy, very messy. We've been hearing about it for 2 years. There's been lots of trailers. There's been lots of things, leaked out. I don't know if Cody Falk showed this to anybody in the editing, in the lead up to this film. He has a bunch of people listed in the credits. I'm not one of them. YouTubers that he thanks for their help with social, spreading the word, social media, all that stuff. You would have thought that he would have sent this film to somebody that you could trust and say, what do you think? What are pluses? What are notes? I don't know if that did or did not happen, but it certainly feels like Phantom Menace. It's got a very George Lucas, I'm going to do what I want, and it doesn't matter what the fuck any of you have to say. Here's the movie. And that's completely in his right. This is his movie. This is exactly what he wanted to make. Cool. I'm completely in my right to say that it needs work. This is not a complete film. This movie has no business being 99 minutes. This is a first draft, is what this movie is. There's way too much going on, and none of it makes sense. None of it connects. I don't know. I would go back. I don't know if the camera equipment was rented. I know right now for $18,000, I'm not going to make you a 99-minute film, but if I had $18,000 to rent equipment and or hire actors, pay them, so on and so forth. I already have camera equipment, actually. If I had a budget of $18,000, one, the film will get nowhere close to feature length. Two, there will be a bit of a process of quality control, because $18,000 is a lot. It's a lot of money. I don't know how people. Again, this is another case where I'm talking about a movie where people contributed their money towards it. If somebody paid $25, $30, $40, $50, $100 towards this movie, watched it and said, "Oh my God, yes, this is exactly what I needed," then don't listen to me. Ignore me. I don't. I'm not of the same mindset. If I paid $5 towards this movie, I would be angry. And that usually happens when that's all YouTube is. That's all what fan films have become. Fan films have become, that's a unique idea. I think I can do it better. Or I can add a different taste to something like this. And that's essentially what's happening with this boom. Vince DiSanti made perhaps the best horror fan film in the Never Hike Alone film back in 2017. And it looked gorgeous. He put the money towards things that make a good film, not Jason porn, which some people want. Some people don't care about camera angles. Some people don't care about a story. Some people don't care if it makes sense. Some people just want to hear the name Jarvis. Some people just want to hear the name Voorhees. Some people, I don't know, would like the idea that I don't know, Jason lives on Elm Street or some shit. There's a lot of you. That's fair. I'm not one of those people. But since Vince went ahead and made this platinum grade fan film, a lot of, hey, I can do something like that has popped up in the works. And it's almost like Never Hike Alone is the blueprint. I mean, as you can see from drone shots, from speaking to Vince, and I'm not trying to nobody has sponsored what I'm saying. Shocker. I'm not here as some sort of mouthpiece for anybody. I'm speaking on my behalf as somebody who had to sit through 99 minutes of a film after being asked to review a teaser or trailer 3 days before this film was released. Was a tad offended that of all the people listed in the credits, yours truly was not, even though I did pump it up a couple of months back. Besides the point, I would have asked to have my name taken out of the credits anyway. There has been this movement of copying and cherry picking the blueprint that is the Never Hike Alone blueprint. He has set the precedent, and people are doing things. They're copying things. I can tell you that DeSanti works in film. He works in Hollywood. So he understands why things are done. He knows why a shot is present. He knows how to present motivation. Drone shots are sexy, yes, but how is it carrying the story along? It's one thing to tell a story and just literally tell us the story. We just robbed a bank. This guy got shot. Let's start the movie. How about we see that? Why in the art of film, why would you tell us that and not show us that? You're supposed to, as well as tell us what your story is, you're supposed to show us what your story is through visuals. You can do a lot with the camera. You can be suggestive with the camera. You can do things with subtext. Film is a very unique art that I still have not completely figured out, but I can say that just because it's a fan film does not protect it from the same critique as any other film. Whiplash, the short for Whiplash, I think was shot for, $16,000. The short for Whiplash is just the film Whiplash, just way shorter. Very good movie. So length, budget, all that shit really shouldn't be an excuse, and frankly, it seems like it is an excuse. And now with the Never Hike blueprint, people seem to be cherry picking their ideas, and it's become a bit of a cynical process. I don't mind watching films if I'm allowed to say exactly what I'm thinking, and you can be a grown-up and understand that I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying it to try to help. I've spent years of my life doing stand-up, being an entertainer, and I prefer constructive criticism over, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. As Americans, you should know that's an empty statement. There's nothing to that. If you need to hear that to feel better about yourself, then don't make movies. That's absurd. If you need somebody to tell you that that you're a good person and you're doing really well, don't get into art. Don't do that. That this is the worst, the worst idea as far as self-assurance is concerned. Long story short, there's things that are being cherry picked, like the drone shot. There's drone shots in Voorhees that don't have the right motivation. The cinematography and the editing aren't advancing the story the way they should be. It doesn't feel like one person made a movie. It doesn't feel like there's education. I don't want to say education. Let me take that word back. It doesn't feel like there's structure. I apologize. I didn't mean education. It doesn't feel like there's structure and a unified front as far as telling this story is concerned. Usually you get something like this when it comes to multiple writers, multiple directors. Some people can do it. Marvel has made money off the Russo brothers who are able to do it. The Wachowskis are able to direct, write, do stuff like that in film. Although, in case you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a pattern. They're usually related. When you start putting a couple of extra cooks in the kitchen, things start losing taste and they don't make sense. Oh, this lasagna has a brownie in it. Thanks. So the platinum bar that is Never Hike Alone has been cherry picked, and people are taking special little things and running with it. I've noticed now the cynical thing is to get a hold of an actor that has been in one of the films that probably isn't working that much right now and is, for all intents and purposes, not exactly working, but maybe touring the con circuit, and they're able to make some money. And it's from a marketing standpoint, it's quite brilliant to pull in cash. Listen, we're doing movie blank, and Wes Craven's going to be here. I only use that name because he's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Wes. And again, I'll say I look at it cynically because you're using a name that people, only horror people, recognize to help sell a story. Unless, of course, there's somebody out there that, really wants to know about some of the people that made it in A New Beginning, and they've just been dying to tell their story. That's one thing. But it seems like people are exploiting the fact that these actors from decades past are a bit more accessible because of the internet, and they're writing around that. And that isn't the way to do it either. Your ideas should be your ideas. Or your film should be able to stand on itself, and you should assume that you're not going to be able to get the well-known name. The importance of storytelling is long gone, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Fan films are becoming the curse word again, and I don't want to take anything away from. I've already said enough about Never Hike Alone. Happy Halloween, which recently just came out, very good fan film, short. DeStefano has a series of Halloween, the Inferno series, very good. Stronger than some of the Halloween films themselves, if you ask me. And he had the fucking burned mask as close as anybody I've ever seen. I said that months ago. Look into it. There are things out there that are good, but the saturation and cynicism is kind of ruining things. You do not need 99 minutes to tell this story without any sort of editing or going back. This movie should have been touched up, tightened, reshoots. I would have suggested. Fuck. I don't know what the camera equipment is. If this were my film, and again, I'm going on my own, what I have with me. I have a camera. I would go get coverage at the very least. Sure, actors aren't available. Sometimes you can't do whatever. If you can get actors, that's great, but get coverage. More is better than not enough. It's better to have stuff that you can't use than stuff that you need. And that appears to be a mistake that is made a couple of times in fan films. And it's really strange. I don't know if there's, with all these crowdfunding things, if we should have some sort of online franchise grant program where people pool money together and say, okay, I like what this guy's doing. Let's all contribute to see what he can do with a crew, with the right equipment, with a story, whatever. I've sat on a spec script for a teaser for the longest time, but in no way do I feel the need to put that out there right now. It's just too saturated. And people are rushing, and this is the second time now in a year that a feature-length film in the Friday franchise has really kind of disappointed me. The folks who made that film in Australia, massive apologies, I forgot what the title was. Really good movie. They didn't have the money for it. You could tell that it's well under budget. It's guerrilla marketed. No, not it's not guerrilla marketed. Shot guerrilla style. But the story's engaging enough to let those things pass. I am somebody, if the story sucks, I start wandering and thinking about other things in the film that just don't work. And you've got to do something good. And if you want to say, well, it's just a fan film, cool, great. Look, I have a Jason mask right there. I'm going to go in my backyard and just film myself looking like a badass for 5 minutes. And then when you say, what the fuck, what is this shit? It's just Jason in a backyard and he's doing yard work. I'll just say, yeah, but it's a fan film. So it's Jason. It's what you wanted to see, right? Jason Voorhees. Actually, now that I think about it, I would like to see Jason doing yard work. So there's my project. I cannot, in good conscience, recommend Voorhees to anybody in its current state. It's way too long. It's not very good. It doesn't make sense. It is a fan film. It screams every bit of its budget, with the exception of the gore. The gore is quite good. There are moments where the cinematography really kind of teases you. That shot of the dude on the motorcycle, nice shot, nice stationary shot why not do that the whole way? As somebody who's worked on film, and again, hats off for completing a film. That is the true. That's winning right there. Anybody who can complete a film is doing far more than anybody else, myself included. The true victory is being able to complete a film, and Wet Paint, Cody Falk, they managed to complete a film, and that in itself is a victory. That must be said. I cannot stress that enough. That's way more than I've ever done. So there's that. It's just. Well, I'll get to. I don't want to pile on too much as I have for an hour, but my advice to people who would like to take on projects and fan films and anything else is you've got to get somebody that you trust that will give it to you real. You have to, because do you want to make Jason in the backyard doing yard work just to make people happy that they see somebody in a Jason Voorhees outfit, or do you want to make a good movie? If you want to make Jason doing yard work, then I'll just go fuck off. But I don't think I'm alone when I say other people would like to see, something entertaining or something new, something, different, unique, fun, exciting. It's just not here. Voorhees, I would give a 1 out of 5, including the fact that it is a fan film. Maybe someday. I don't know how many fan films I've watched in the last 2 or 3 years, but if I get to 20, maybe I'll do a ranking. What I would have done is I would have told Cody to not show this to audiences. I would not show this to people who contributed money. I would rework it. I would find a way to tighten it and make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's too bloated. There's too much going on. As a Friday the 13th fan, I'm not extremely happy with what I saw. The cops, those are Texas Chainsaw Massacre cops. If you want to blend tropes, that's one thing. There's that. Okay, so the chat has exploded. All right, so hold on. I might cut this down and make it its own little thing. So excuse me. Don't go anywhere. I'm here. So that's it for me. If you have anything you'd like to add, or if you disagree with me, by all means, let me know down in the comments section. I have been CP. And if you'd like to look at some of stuff that I've done, creatively speaking, and critique it to your heart's content, by all means, you can request it, and I will send it to you, and you can tell me just how shitty I am at everything I do. That's fair. That's what this is about. If you're going to put it out there, you're going to have to listen. Thank you for watching. Good night. Okay, so let's get to the chat. See, you guys just had like a behind-the-scenes thing of how I record videos. Holy fuck, you guys talked a lot. Can I wait, let me see if I can get the chat up here. I'll bring the chat up so that I can try to catch up. Or mustard. Just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Chat. Nope, no chat. Fuck you. Window capture is a fucking chat. Nope. That's interesting. Is it a browser? Browser window? Chat. Yes. Plop. You'll be up in no time. Just give me a second. That should have done it. It did do it. Hey, we did it. Okay. Oh, maybe I should change the background because that's kind of busy. That's a little busy. Yeah. All right. So we'll go straight black. Get rid of that fucking logo. You know where you are. All right. So I'll rewind. What's up, Dale? What's up, Tim? What's up, Skulder? Jonathan? Harry? Desi? I watched this one last night. Was not impressed, and I hate that I have to say that. This didn't feel like a Friday movie. That too. I don't know if I said that, but it's not a Friday movie. Not gonna lie, it took me a long time to realize what the plot was, and I honestly didn't like any of these characters. The only one I did like, they killed first. I did notice the shot copies, which was nice. The Friday the 13th, like, shot for shot copies is nice, but there's nothing to that. I mean, go back on my channel. Emily and I have copied numerous stuff. Dennis, when I was in Denmark, we copied the Godfather 2 scene where Fredo is, I'm smart, I could do things not like people think. You know, when you have something to literally copy, it's easy. It's just very easy when you have a frame of reference. That's why maybe directors should invest in a storyboard. This way you can draw pictures to give yourself an idea of what you're doing. It's harder with fan films because you don't always have the exact same environment, but storyboarding helps stuff like that. You can copy yourself. But yeah, when you're copying something that already exists, it's neat. Don't get me wrong. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's the first Friday the 13th. All right, so we're in that town. Neat. That's really it. It's an Easter egg. And I certainly will not be taking 99 minutes of my time to look at what the filming locations of Friday the 13th, 1980 look like now. I've been there. I was there 10 years ago. On a tripod. Take notes, Born. Yes, absolutely, Born. I could go on. Just let me rant on your video. Friday's my favorite franchise, so I was super disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed as well. And I was somebody who was asked numerous times to react to trailers, to talk about the movie. And it's neither here nor there. I would have asked to have my name taken off of this. There's a bunch of social media people, YouTube creators that got shout outs in the credits. I'm not one of them, even though I certainly did try my best to smile through the gritted teeth. So I don't know. I don't know if it makes me more upset that I was left off the credits or that I would have asked to be taken off the credits. So there, we're even. I don't know. And me saying that can automatically give somebody a reason to think, see, he's just spiteful and jealous. No, this is bad. This is a bad movie. Don't for 1 second think that. If you fund it, I'll sit through this 99 minutes and tell you exactly what's wrong wherever something's wrong. Heard this one wasn't very good. Yeah, that's part of the problem too. a growing number of people were asking me what I thought. And I was like, I'm going to have to talk about this, aren't I? Great. Variations in quality aside, I think the fact that fan films have seemed to become a thing now is quite interesting. It's great to see what can be achieved with a shoestring budget. Yes, some people can do some incredible things. Some people can do incredible things. Hollywood's giving us nothing, so the door's wide open for anybody. I'm gonna go make my Jason doing yard work movie. We'll change the name of my GoFundMe to Voorhees digs up his father, and that's all it'll be. It'll be him fucking digging in the yard, and then the last shot will be like a hand coming out of the dirt, and there you just watch Jason digging for 10 minutes, no kills, just digging for 10 minutes. Maybe randomly I'll have some sort of I'll do the thing where everybody gives you the fucking my parents said that this place was haunted back in the day. Did you know a boy drowned here and blah 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 blah. There, $20,000. I got to go film my Jason Digs a Hole movie. So get on that. If you donate more than $25, you'll get a Jason Digs a Hole T-shirt and a Blu-ray. I'm kidding. Kind of sucks to dog on independent creators, but whenever it's a studio, no holds barred. Sure. Coincidence, I'm working on my review. I thought you were done with your review. Get it up. Hotel Transylvania commentary tomorrow. No. Who made this fan film? The name of the director is Cody Falk. So you're saying this is no Never Hike Alone? Yes, I'm saying that very much. Although there are moments where it feels like Never Hike Alone inspired some stuff to be as polite as possible. And the other part of the problem is there are a bunch of people's names who are YouTube presences, and here's where I get myself in trouble. It was a nice 10 months and 2 weeks. There are people whose names are in the credits who are holding back and being polite, or perhaps don't even know better. I'd probably say that in at least one person's instance. So when you do that, it's a conflict of interest. Again, another reason why I wouldn't want my name attached to this. If my name were attached to the credits, I would say, hey, you've got to, there's things you need to do here. This isn't done. I very infamously was a little hard on a fan film earlier in the year, and me and James speak quite a bit now, and I've been doing my best to try to help him. It's not about shitting on, especially with fan films. It's not about shitting on films. It's about honesty and building towards making something better. Why on earth, if you ran a race and came in 5th, and somebody told you, "That's great, man. That was incredible. That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. You did it." Why the fuck would you ever try for first if you got all the accolade and response that you would if you finished in first? There's things that people should be doing and saying to help you drive. Even I thought Never Hike Alone was a really, really good fan film. I had nitpicks, and I spoke to Vince about them. I think there was 3, and 2 he told me where his mind was at, and I was like, all right, that's fair. That's all right. That's just something that at least one of them I misunderstood, and one of them, the way he feels about the relationship between Jason and his mother is a little bit different than how I feel. But he's the one telling the story, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's trying to say. So when I say, "Hey, what's the deal here with this?" and then he has, the map that is the response, I have to respect the person, the creator, because he knows what he's making. It's not just, I thought it'd be cool because Pamela, Friday. It's a Friday movie, so Pamela. That wasn't what I got from him. Earthworm Jim is the cameraman. Yeah. Hi, Trini. Trauma King. Hello. Thank you. Recent, brand new patron, Trauma King. Thank you for your patronage. We're gonna have a vote later about whatever the fuck I'm doing tomorrow. Jacob. So the movie actually got made. It's like the New Mutants of fan films. That is a very, very, very good analogy. This looks bad. Fan films, meh. Yeah, more like meh films. Man films. Hey, CP, have you ever seen 2 a.m. Smiling Man short horror film? Pretty good. I have not. I've not seen it. What? Can you not eavesdrop on my streaming? What did you say?
I've seen it. It's pretty good.
You've seen 2 a.m. Smiling Man? Mm-hmm. It's good?
Yep.
Emily has seen it. She says it's good. Maybe I will. How long is it?
Like 3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes. Fuck.
Supposedly based on a real event.
I'll watch it on the toilet. Shit. No pun intended. I might get around to it. If I got the seal of approval from the missus, then maybe I'll check it out. I have not seen it, though. I think when we get movies like Never Hike Alone and even Vengeance, where both feel right, both of those feel real in their own right. This one has so many inconsistencies it's hard to overlook. Camera being one. The camera work absolutely took me out of this movie. Well, actually, first, not knowing who was doing what, why, and how, is where I was like, wait, what? There was that. That's where I was like, oh, my brain's not going to be able to hold for this one. And then the camera work is, I don't know. You can't expect film students to make every single fan film. But we all have access to the internet. If you want to know how to make something look a little bit better, you could cheat it. You could cheat it and look it up on the internet. Again, time may have been an issue. Those shots in the car are not appealing at all. They're not appealing. At times, they're Dutch. Dutch is when the angle is like this. That shot like that. Turning the frame like that is done for a reason. It's supposed to make you uneasy, and they were just driving in a car. I was uneasy because of the shot, but cheat it. You find a parking lot to drive around in. When you're filming the scenes with the driver, you get the camera guy to sit in the passenger seat, and maybe at an angle close to the windshield, film her. Watch old movies where there's two people in a car, and we have an angle from the window looking in, not the windshield, but like here I'm driving the car in the front, and a camera is from here, and there's two people. If you notice, as a matter of fact, they do this in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. You'll notice that Rick is sitting in the middle. He's scrunched up next to the sheriff. That is called cheating it. You don't think about it when you're watching it. You're like, oh yeah, they're two dudes in a car driving on their way to someplace. But when you learn about some of this stuff, And then you look at it, you're like, oh, they cheated that shot so that they can get the camera into the car. It People don't think about stuff like that. There's shortcuts that the film industry has been making for hundreds of years. Hundreds? Shit, hundreds. And I don't want to call it lazy, but just a little bit of extra effort goes a long way. And Never Hike Alone had a lot of effort. Spirit of Haddonfield, although I wasn't too keen on Renee's story, that was done well. It was shot rather proficiently. The Inferno films are done rather well. They look gorgeous. They have a narrative that seems to be going somewhere. Yeah, the Stefano Halloween fan films are good. The one that oh, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. Halloween, Happy Halloween, that just came out. That was a good fan film. Seems like Halloween is bringing their A game when it comes to fan films, and Jason's tapering off. Yeah. I will say this: the makeup effects were great, and I agree, and will continue to say that. If you have nothing nice to say the gore was good. I didn't even watch all of it. I saw the runtime, was like, nope, skipped through, and maybe saw 10 minutes and still got the gist. You got the gist? Can you summarize it for me? Aren't they planning on killing her after the fact? If so, wouldn't be concerned about her seeing what they look like. Then again, why blindfold them in the first place? Such an annoying trope. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in that first act, right up until they get to the point where they're boyfriend and girlfriend, where I was like, what? You're trying way too hard to make this some complex story. It's not that complicated. All right, well, explain it. Asking for a basic logic to be adhered to isn't expecting a complex story. Yeah, no. It's somebody who's defending the film. It's fine. They got what was being told to them. Fair. That's fair. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It didn't make sense to me. Felt lost. My common sense buttons were just being punched at every last second. I always enjoy Jason murdering people, but that was about it to enjoy in this. The acting was terrible. It took a very long time for them to introduce Jason too. I'm trying to think. All right, so I'm scrubbing through it right now. I'm sorry. So yeah, there's this one shot where there's a machete that's somehow like wedged into a thing. I don't know, 2 pieces of wood, I think. There's a machete that's just like wedged, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Very safe. And that's how one of the girls gets herself out of the ropes. She uses the machete to get herself out of the ropes. This is not a gripe against the film. This is probably the slasher genre as a whole, tropes. First thought would be, hey, take that machete, because you don't know where you are. You might need to cut some things in the woods. You're being held hostage. There's something to defend yourself with, and you think you're being followed, so you can defend yourself there. There's a lot I'm willing to let go when it comes to stupid people in horror movies. Stupid situations in horror movies don't make sense. All right, so the first kill is around 24 minutes. And the other problem is there are no good guys. Nobody is good in this movie. The lead actress, who ends up being a Voorhees, spoiler, still helps her abusive ex-boyfriend who kidnapped her escape Jason. It does not make sense. It does not make common sense. What up, CP? Great to catch you live. I reviewed this film. My main problem was some of the story and writing bothered me, but the gore and overall feel I thought was Friday the 13th style. The gore was great. I'll say that again. If you wanna snippet one quote from me, that's a positive. The gore was good. This is live, Wheel. We're live. Welcome. This would have been an above-average fan film pre-2016. Yes, that's a fair assessment, Jacob. The bar's been raised. Pre-2016, this would have been a fair fan film. It just doesn't cut it now. Right. CP's too focused. Very impressive. They got this film out. Very much respect to the creators. Yes. Again, if you can create and finish something, that is an achievement. And if these characters weren't enough for you, there are cop characters that come up. Woo boy. And then they introduce more Southern fried Doom and Gloom, the family of the Doom and Gloom dude, and they're introduced with about 5 minutes left in the film because that's a really popular move in cinema. CP is just spit on my neck. Fantastic. Wow. Thank you. Does the film ever show Jason without the mask? It does. The makeup, again, the makeup and effects are really good. The Jason without the mask looks good. You're sitting through a lot of other stuff to get through to that shot of Jason without the mask. So the cops are corrupt. Strange choice. Yeah, no, it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing. That's not a Friday the 13th thing. They're inept in usual Friday the 13th films. That's a trope for Friday the 13th. Inept cops that are too dumb and aren't able to perform their duties, but corrupt is not something that I'm used to in the Friday the 13th franchise. If you'd like to introduce that in your fan film, cool. But again, you have corrupt cops and people that just robbed a bank and Jason in the middle. Why wouldn't they just say, hey, take half the money, we'll see you later, and oh yeah, by the way, Jason's still at the lake. There's things that don't make sense. If you have a corrupt cop and you just robbed a bank, you can pay them off. Why? Because they're corrupt. For fuck's sake. I'm going way back, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, that's exactly it. This is Texas Chainsaw Jason, and I can't. I remember Cecil doing an interview with the director, and he said if Texas Chainsaw Massacre was his main influence, I remember thinking that was a bad sign. Can we discuss how far he went without a kill? Yeah. The exact runtime, the exact time code on the kill is 23. Well, she's taking a while to die. And then we have a drone shot, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry to be saying this. This doesn't make any sense. I will show you what I'm talking about if I can get it back up. Where did it go? Where did it go? I lost it. Forget it. There's nothing to talk about. We're all done here. 23. Um, is it this? Yeah. All right. So I gotta hide you for a second. So this, again, really nice gore. Pretty fucking sexy looking. I don't know if that's out of focus on purpose. I don't know what that is. Oh, are those body parts? Many body parts? Oh wait, no, that's a bunch of wound healing. Okay, so we have a close up of her dying. Jason out of focus. You could have done some stuff in post. And here's a drone shot from a bird's eye view back to close up. And now that. I mean that's the way you should shoot something if you don't have a budget. That too, good shot if you don't have the budget. Again, good shot if you don't have the budget. Reaction shot. That's all done very well. I don't know why Jason's out of focus though. It troubles me. And decent gore. So there's that. That was done well. But you had to wait 24 minutes for that in a franchise of films that usually they get going quick. I'm making a one-man Freddy vs. Leatherface fan film for $5 with a 1985 VHS camera, and you can't hate on it. I'd actually like to see that, actually. When Jason started to emerge from the lake, I thought it was a U-boat. Gorman's Attack of the Giant Leeches was super cheap and had coherent scripting and camera work. Thank you. That's basically my point. Just because you're showing something we like does not mean you could avoid everything else that there is to do in storytelling. You expect people, again, if you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do with your money, with your props, cameras, your Jason mask, do it. But the second you put it out for people to watch, it's in everybody else's right to let you know what they think. And of course people do that because it's that what is that called when you want the redemption? Those dumb rats. That fuck. My brain is broken. I'm on way too many meds. The thing where one is water but one is heroin, and they did this like trial where the mice just kept going back to the heroin, or maybe it was morphine. I don't remember. But of course, you don't want to keep it to yourself. If people like it, you want that sense of ooh, I did well. This is nice. I like the way this feels. You're talking to somebody who has done this for decades. I've stood in front of a room full of people and wanted to make them laugh. And when they laugh, I don't care about how they feel anymore. That feels good to me. That is like an orgasm. Yeah, it's reassurance. It's self-reassurance. The problem is you run a risk of people not enjoying your shit. It's just the way it is. That's creativity. Welcome. Budget is a state of mind, Guillermo del Toro. And that's a dude who makes shit work. I didn't see that, but that explains so much. Wait, what? Yeah. If he said that TCM influenced him, that explains quite a bit. It does. It really does. It feels Southern Fried. It feels Rob Zombie-ish. If Rob Zombie were to take a stab at Friday the 13th, that's what this kind of feels like. Strictly Ballroom, film directed and co-written by Baz Luhrmann. His cheapest film, his only good one. Baz Luhrmann's really good. I hate musicals. I really like Moulin Rouge. Wait, what else did Baz Luhrmann? He directed something else in the 2000s that I think I enjoyed. I don't like musicals, but Baz Luhrmann He makes a pretty picture. Oh, Boz did Romeo and Juliet. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. Copying without understanding what is being copied has been a problem for 20 years and in comics 30 years. Yeah. My thing has always been to why. All right, that's I really like that. Why does that work? And not enough people are doing that. Oh, cool. It's Jason coming out of water. Why is that cool? How do I do that? It's a lot of YouTube. A lot of YouTube. If I were to load up YouTube right now and just so me being safe in 2020 is officially over. Let's get the entire movie community on my ass. If you were to just search for any movie review, you could collect money for every time you see a thumbnail with somebody's face in the bottom, same fucking poster, and they're making some sort of wacky face like, "Oh, I didn't like this one." It's copied. People don't know why, but they just keep doing it. It's repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. There's either that, there's tropes all over the place, especially YouTube. Movie reviews where it's a dude standing, but the movie poster's to the side, and it's just like, "Oh, look what I did. This is the movie I covered." There's very little effort and extremely low understanding. And now I'll be doing I'll be in another community by tomorrow. I'll be in the food community next week. This strikes me as passionless film made by people who have no interest in filmmaking. A small budget is no obstacle to those who are enthusiastic about it. See, I don't know if I agree with that. The guy had multiple trailers. And I can certainly I can get down with somebody who likes making trailers as somebody who if you give me 90 seconds of footage and you want me to gas you up, I like doing that. But that's that. I don't know why you would shoot 90 minutes plus. I'd like to know what was cut, if there was stuff cut. I'm telling you, this film feels like a first draft. It feels like, all right, we got everything out there, go. I hate the character of Romeo. You guys are talking about Romeo and Juliet, for fuck's sake. What's up, ninjas? Lunch break. What's up, Sky? Toilet paper. What are you eating today? Just kidding. Chicken salad. All right. I own one of their burned masks. Bought it about 2 months ago. Oh, are you talking about from Halloween? It's as close as you're going to get to kills. Ooh, Taco Bell. Why did you say that? Is it really a WILIscredia live stream if Tim and Trini aren't bickering like married couple? Ooh. Ooh, shots fired, Sky. Wait, why isn't... Is that the real Sky? I thought Sky has a wrench. I think Sky has a wrench here. I don't know about that. So you recommend Halloween Inferno. I don't know why I haven't seen it. Halloween Inferno, yeah, I think they're just getting ready to put a third part out. Yes, Halloween Inferno. I absolutely, I definitely recommend it. Actually, you can watch it with me. I did a stream where I watched it. Go give Mr. DeStefano credit. Go give him the like, the subscribe, the watch. And then after you do that, if you'd like to watch it with me, I did it a couple of months back. I watched 2, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch 1 first and then do 2. So if you're interested. Wasn't Voorhees the movie with Tits McGee? Who's Tits McGee? Halloween Inferno is great. Yeah, Pete is a Halloween guy, so listen to him more than me. Oh, never mind. That was Vengeance. Sounds like this one sucks balls too. Oh, right. Vengeance. That was an interesting choice. And that's what I really I strain when people ask me why I really don't like the remake. It focuses way too much on attractive females. Listen, I like attractive females as much as the next straight man, gay woman, but you got to make your movie about more than that. And it's neat to drop them in every now and again. But porn's free, and there's lots of it. Your stories have to be more than tits. I love how you knew exactly who I was talking about, Pete. I'll check it out after this. Diana Prince is her name. Not that I know her or anything. I guess I'll make the Jason doing yard work short film if it's off season at Camp Blood. Jason moving and pulling weeds. Yeah. Jason just raking leaves. What does Jason do during the off season? I just watched your Friday the 13th Blu-ray box set video. I'm super jealous. I only have them on DVD. JK, if you want 1 through 8, email me. If you pay for the shipping, I'll send you the 1 through 8 Blu-ray set, because I have one, and obviously don't need it anymore. If you don't mind paying for the shipping, I'll send you 1 through 8. I don't know where it is. Gonna watch it tonight, CP, only because you said not to watch it. Yes, Trini, you watch it. And then get back to me half an hour through that film. I agree 100%. I'm a diehard Friday the 13th fan from back in the beginning, 1980, and this quote-unquote film was a chore to get through. Homegirl's definitely a porn star with a very bad Dr. Kim who fucked her face. Let's be polite to others, people. It's in 3 parts, each a little longer than the last. It feels like a Halloween film, which is the best praise I can give it. Yeah. Those Halloween shorts are quite good. Again, for a fan film. I'd care more if I backed it, but since it's free, I don't know. I can appreciate a good effort. No, yeah. Again, completed movie. Big win. All these whiteys need to take pointers from the Koreans on how not to botch your shit. Just because you can make a movie doesn't always mean you should. Whoa. Sky Min, look at that. Yeah. I'd even recommend not going in for a 16th surgery. Well, I lost it. Man, am I that far behind? I'm trying to catch up, guys. I swear to goodness. Wow, you guys really were going, huh? Wow. Holy fuck. How long were you people talking? Okay, got it. You've heard of Twice? We talk a lot. That was more than a second. Black looks cooler with the neon border. Oh, were you talking about me? I don't even know anymore. Yesterday I saw something on YouTube, then I Googled them because I had no idea who they were. Awesome. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash would have been a dream. Yeah, they would have fucked that up. Pete with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Pete. We talk a lot. You just spent an hour, by all intents and purposes, talking in a room by yourself. Yeah. That was a lot. Cecil of the Horror Show has from what I understand, a rather lengthy review coming up where is probably a lot more focused than what I was doing. This was just me shooting off at the top of my head because another person asked me, "Did you watch Voorhees yet? What'd you think?" And all right, here. This is what I wanted to do yesterday during show business, but we had a tight schedule, so blah. I think the movie I want to see next is Freddy vs. Jason vs. Michael Myers. You'll never get that. Never, never, never. They dropped a new song about a week ago. That's why. Twice are fucking dope. Talking about music, K-pop. Okay. Talking about other stuff. I still enjoy Vengeance. The one I enjoy took place after Part 6, Jason Lives. Which is the one where they do the flashback to when Jason drowns and people like, some fucking kid drowned in the lake, and people are like fucking behind a wall or some shit. And they just absolutely lifted the ending, the written ending that McLaughlin had for Jason Lives, and shot it to open the movie, and used Tom McLaughlin as the caretaker. And that, to this day, I scratch my head and say, but why though? Have you checked out any of the specials on the Friday 13th box set yet? No. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of an extravaganza in regards to that. Vengeance was made with porn money. BTS stands for bang. Yeah, I'm not reading that. CP takes 99 minutes and one comment. I'm on a lot of medication. Most Friday the 13th films are made as B-style porn slashers. My name is not WikiWeez. I feel a lot of fan films try to get away with just their love of the series and not always the craft or knowledge of filmmaking and storytelling. Jerks Productions, I could not say it better. That is essentially what I was trying to say, but took way too long saying it. People spit, yikes. All right. I'm start. CP brings happiness to my depressed brain. But I have a depressed brain. What brings happiness to my depressed brain? Oh, wait, no, these, they're supposed to. Fucking chemical balance my ass. All right, so you guys are talking amongst each other. Jason spit on girls. Yeah, that's very 2020 Me Too. Guys, I'm getting quarantined. Oh, all right. What if it makes mother? Oh, yeah. What if Jason's spit is like a xenomorph? That'd be awesome. I hear what you're saying about conflict of interest. Back when I was making content, I constantly had starting channels asking me to promote them and whatnot. Was hard to turn them away sometimes. Yeah. If you're gonna review a movie and you're in the credits, I'm not gonna listen to a word you have to say. Just like whenever I pump my wife up, of course you should be like, wait a minute, he's just saying that because it's his wife. Yeah. She's an extremely talented comedian, filmmaker, producer, but you have to have this layer over anything I say because I'm talking about somebody that I live with. You have to let skepticism be introduced at all times when discussing stuff like this. You just have to. Sharing information and knowledge is always best. Knowledge is power, and why not share with others to make these films better? Yep. Roy, worst room in the whole school. What? What are we talking about? My least favorite Friday the 13th movie is Jason X. When it comes to fan films, since we have so many at this point, I feel like people would think that is easy. I think that essentially it's taken me an hour and 45 minutes to say that I think people have seen so much that the YouTube, hey, I can do that mentality has now taken over, and now we're getting everybody making fan films for stuff that they think they can do. And some of the good ones are going to get lost in all of this. Your least favorite Jason Takes Manhattan? It's low for me. After 6, it gets very hard for me to enjoy that franchise. All right, we're talking about school. And I talked too much, huh? Born in 95. You're fucking hell. What are you, 15? 25. Stupid. So stupid. Use your brain, stupid. I was born in 2000. Oh, my kid was born in 2005. I was like, you were not born in 2005. All right, it looks like you guys are just talking to one another. Cody also likes Jason Goes to Hell, and I loathe that film. Hey, look, Dale talked about Cody in my stream. That's One Night in the Hole, Dale. So did I, Dale. I liked the wackiness and didn't completely all the weird sexual shit. Yeah. Jason Goes to Hell is. If you're not a Friday the 13th fan, I can understand somebody really enjoying Jason Goes to Hell. But it kind of takes everything that we like and twists it. And not to Adam Marcus's discredit. They were telling him to change it, so he did what they told him. Now that you've spoiled it, can we just discuss how she's a Voorhees but didn't recognize anything about Crystal Lake or look like she recognized Jason for who he is, twist for twist's sake? I called it a Deus Ex Pamela because she was getting ready to get killed, and then suddenly Pamela has the Force and can fucking mind meld with Jason, and then that's it. No fucking with her. It's like a badass cliffhanger, oh shit ending for the sake of it, but it should have been the ending. Then you have like 20 minutes of shit after that where it just you can't just do things just because. You have to at least try to explain. I realize this is a franchise that had a dead kid in part 1 and a grown adult in part 2. I understand, but try. People can and will be stupid greedy. Yep. Brian Lomax likes Seed, and now we're talking about Brian Lomax on my channel. Just cruising through. I think we might be wrapping up. I enjoy Jason Goes to Hell more than Part 8, even though it's off the wall. It has gnarly kills and wicked production value. Oh yeah, I go back and forth, but if like you made me flip a coin, I'd watch Jason Goes to Hell sooner than Manhattan. Manhattan feels so eh. The score, that one song that they keep using, that just really bad fucking, that was a bad rendition of that song, where they just, you know, the opening of the film is they're just showing like B-roll, the locations of where everything happens in the movie, the heroin couch, the toxic bucket, the diner. Like, it was just so weird and poor. I'm not. Jason Goes to Manhattan. What's your next? 31 and 31 Cody. That's coming up in December. We're doing Fincher, Tarantino, and Nolan. And Dale did it. Hiking with Joe. Not everyone's going to enjoy this film, but I certainly do. The story is solid and easy to follow. Not sure how anyone would have a hard time picking up what's happening here. 10 out of 10 for me. I'm happy for you that you think this movie's a 10 out of 10. That's great. As far as technically speaking is concerned, the film is not well made. It's just the way it is. There literally are rules that have been made and introduced and followed over the course of time. This film does not follow rules like that. Technically speaking, it's not a well-made film. If you enjoy it, that's great. Story is easy to follow. All right. Listen, I'm on a bunch of medications, so maybe I'm the fucking lunatic. I'm on a bunch of medication. My brain is putty. That's fair. Listen, we're just talking about movies. We're not trying to end hunger here. We're just talking about movies. It's okay to disagree. It really is. It's good. It's good that you enjoy it. Really, genuinely. Howdy, drinkable tea. Coincidentally, some friends and I have a Friday the 13th fan film coming out for Friday the 13th, the Voorhees Menace, a Friday the 13th fan film on my channel tomorrow. That's a nice plug. I wouldn't have done that if I were you, because you're asking me to critique it. So if you're going to plug it, you're opening yourself up. But there you go, guys. Alex, talking with Iguana Pictures. Iguanga Pictures? Best of luck with the project, sir. Here's something funny. I fall asleep every time I watch Friday Part 8. It seems like they wanted to achieve a 90-minute runtime regardless if they knew how to make it work. I agree. I'm a Halloween fanatic. I think next 3131 sci-fi, Star Wars, Transformers, Back to the Future, Terminator, Star Trek. That would be awesome. Trevor, I have been jumping on a table trying to get Star Wars into a 31, but those two jackasses won't let it happen. But somehow, because I'm only 1/3 of the group, I'm not making things happen. But we covered Critters this year because one person wanted to. I'm getting there. Wouldn't the 14th be a Saturday? Yes. In the land of Friday the 13th, yes. Friday the 13th Part 4 took place on Sunday the 15th. Yeah, Friday the 13th. What is it? 2, 3, 4, 2? No, 3 and 4. They're Halloween 1 and 2ing it, and just a title. Fuck it. Thursday the 12th. As As you can say, I lack simple math skills. We've been talking for 20 years, CP. All right, Dale, go to bed. I originally typed. I'm trying to. But wouldn't Jason use a scythe to do the lawn? No, he's not the Grim Reaper. What if he just used like that little handheld thing that looks like a fork? What is that? What is that called? Fuck it. Pump my wife up had me real confused what the fuck you meant. I don't film that. Just watched a certain person's review of Voorhees and he gave it a purchase worthy and really liked the comics. Who said that? Jonathan. Yeah. You know what I like from my reviews that are just inside 10 minutes? I like my people to talk about a t-shirt for 2 minutes. Again, conflict of interest. Oh, boy. By the way, I just subbed you and Lomax yesterday after watching so much of Cody's stuff. You're giving me lots of entertainment while I'm off at work for C19. Thanks so much, Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah. Back the Voorhees thing. Back to the Voorhees thing. Despite the Pamela magic force, we're going to call it the force, it looks like he still took her out in the end, right? So he didn't listen to Mama, bad Jason. Or maybe he was grabbing her, i.e., the remake. Yeah, don't ask questions. Just, it's Jason on screen. Where'd it go? I think I'm done now. I just saw it. It was, I think I'm done now. I think I'm done now. Thanks for taking the time to comment back to me. No problem. Thanks for adding to the conversation. If you're gonna plug it, you're opening yourself up. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, yeah. I'm on a bunch of medication also, most of them legal. Yeah, ditto. I would like to not be on legal medication. Although Oregon, as of next year, you could just go have a fucking heroin meth sandwich in Oregon if you want. Pete Callen, wouldn't that be a plug nickel? Critters and Star Wars, basically the same level. Oh, that's not good. I don't like hearing those words. Pete Callen, $5. Thank you, sir. I have a strong case that Part 4 did not, in fact, take place immediately after Part 3. Perhaps not immediately, but relatively shortly after. CP is, I always get it mixed up. Jason is greater than undead. Why does he breathe so heavily? You're going to have to ask Kane Hodder that one, because I'm not a fan of chesty Jason, because you're dead, buddy. You're dead. Dead people don't breathe. Chesty Jason is not, that is not a stamp of approval from CP. We've been going way too long. If I have time to edit this down, maybe I will. Thank you again to Pete twice over, I think, right? Right? 5 twice? Am I wrong? Yes. Pete Callen, thank you so much. Always appreciated. Can you prove how long Jason took to get out of the morgue, then get into the Jarvis house? Could have been weeks. They never say. Oh, you're talking about from the hospital. All right, that's fair. I'm talking about the opening, like when they're fucking covering his body in the barn. That is right after 3. The morgue thing, I'll give you that. Fine. But the opening seconds of final chapter is minutes after Friday 3. Sorry. No dice. I'm not accepting any other excuses. actually in the process of getting a Death Star tattoo. I love Star Wars. The Ryan Johnson one really did put me off, though. Yeah, Star Wars has just been such a strange franchise lately. In the hospital, but then there's a time skip we don't know about. Yeah, that could be debatable. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow for the festivities. Any plans on here for Friday the 13th tomorrow? A lot. There's a lot. I'll be talking with Cody about video games because he just bought the PS5 like people with money do. We'll be talking about video games for a little bit, and console launches as this is the first time in 25 years that I haven't purchased a console that I wanted on launch day. I can go get my Xbox. I have an Xbox controller that says launch day 2013. That's how special it was because I got it on launch day, you see. That's why it says that. No, but after that, we'll be doing, again, mostly sponsored to Ryan. With the box set, we'll be doing stuff with that. We will be doing commentaries. I'm probably going to set up a marathon / telethon, and the more you want to watch, if contributions keep coming in, we'll keep going. And then we might switch to Twitch, because Twitch, I think you can watch with sound. So Twitch, we could all watch together, and you could hear it with me. You could hear it and all. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. I think it has something to do with Amazon, but yeah, we're tomorrow's gonna be a busy day here. Got my PS5 and Xbox. You're a liar. You're a liar. I have money. My priority is a washer and dryer, a new mattress. Yeah, no, I would hate to show you some of my bills. Yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, whether it be here or on Cody Leach's channel. Happy Thursday the 12th.